Hi Destructoid, this is Sammy, and I'm going to show you guys how to create an animated collage by creating Brian Crescente's hair palace. And I apologize if I am butchering your name. For those of you that don't recognize this is an old joke from Destructoid from an April's Fools back from 2008, and I do believe it was a running joke back then, but it's been so long I've forgotten. Um, But yeah, so Animake it, for those of you that don't know, lets you create animated collages right in your browser using content from around the web. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to search for hair salon wallpaper. As you can see, I already searched this before, just to make sure that this was actually something that was possible. And if you scroll down enough, you'll come across this composition here that I really like. It'll work well for what we're trying to do. And I'm going to grab this URL and stick it as a background right into Animake its system. So now we have this background set here. It feels like a salon. It's forward facing, so we can actually have things facing us moving and feel natural in this environment. Now, this is specifically Brian Crescente's hair palace, and as such we need it to be known for random people. So we're going to copy this image from Destructoid and paste it in here, and we'll make it fit in this area here. So it'll be like a little poster essentially. Now we want it to look classy, of course. This is a hair palace after all. So we're going to frame this thing, and to do that, I'm going to search for image frame, and we're going to use this nifty tool that Google has, search tools, that lets you search exclusively for things with transparent backgrounds by hitting color transparent. Now this is a huge image, but it looks nice, so we'll grab it. And the checkered stuff here means that it's transparent. So we'll grab this image and stick it into our animation that we're building here. And of course, like I said, it's huge, but we have a crop tool here, so we can just shrink that down. Still a bit too big. Yeah, that might be good. Hey, that works pretty well. Do we have any room? Let's increase the size a little bit. I think that works fairly well. I guess we could have increased it across the board. Here. There. I like that. So now we have, well actually, we'll shrink them both down. I'm going to just grab both these things. And, oops, did not mean to undo that. That was my mouse screwing up there. There, that's a little better there. And yeah, it's fairly centered. Okay, so now we have the setting. Now, I'm going to add a couple toys on this table. I'm going to look for some animated robots and shrink them down and make them toys that are playing around there. So I'm going to go back to the search here, and what I'm going to do now is just search for robots. And what I'm going to add is this type feature in the filter in the search tools. I'm going to make it be animated. So now all the results will be these animated GIFs essentially. And I'm going to search for quirky little robots like this, and just find a couple of them and stick them into the, into the animation there, into the collage. Now, I love me some Clank, so I'll grab this as well. Let's see, what is this guy here? No, these guys have backgrounds. Okay, I'll just stick with those three that we just opened here. So we'll grab this guy here and stick that URL inside, shrink it down, put it off to the side. Now we'll grab, actually I'm going to have this guy be in the front, so I'll grab Clank next. Currently you can't order things. The only order of images is the order in which you put them. We've already developed the ability to reorder things on the fly, but we just haven't built the interface for it yet. So I'm going to have this dancing Clank back there. And then I'm going to grab this last robot here. And stick it on top of that white thing in the table there. Right over there. It's a little weird that all the robots are gray. It's kind of clashing, but it's good enough. So we'll stick with this for now. And then last but not least, we're going to add Mr. Destructoid, who is going to be feeling Brian Crescente's hair. So we'll search for Mr. Destructoid first. And we're going to take off the animated bit, any type. Perfect. I love this drawing, whoever drew this. Shoutouts to you. Stick him over here in that chair. And then we're going to do the same thing, search for Brian Crecente. Now, of course, since this is Brian Crescente's hair palace, we're going to need a Brian Crecente with lovely hair here. And I think this model will do just the trick. So we'll grab that. Oops, that was not the right thing to grab. View image. Grab that. And then stick it in here. And here we have Brian Crecente. Now I'm going to make him a little bit bigger so he can be standing on the floor. There we go. Smaller. Okay. Now in order to have Mr. Destructoid be feeling his hair, he should probably be moving a little bit. So what we're going to do that is use the animation system that we have in place here. Once you start recording stuff, time starts looping infinitely. And any changes that you make while time is running like this will just keep on happening forever. So now this Mr. Destructoid is feeling Brian Crescente's hair. And of course Mr. Crecente is going to be really into this, so he's going to bob up and down slightly. Let's see, how does that look? No, it's a little too jumpy, so let's try to make this a little more fluid. There we go. And there you have it. Now in order to save this and share it, all you have to do is hit the save button. And we'll call this Brian Crescente's Hair Palace. And you automatically get this link here, which you can give to any of your friends, and they will see a editorless version of the animation you just created that just plays and loops. And that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching how to use Animake.